Looky there.
I'm back.
You're back. Pond's full. Pond would have filled up if it was empty from that rain. Oh, the boat, the SS Minnow is down for the count.
Yeah, the minnows got issues.
Oh, let's go check out the boat.
James was here yesterday.
James, he couldn't pull it off, could he?
He didn't even mention it.
Oh, it's shocking.
Aren't you
Are we surprised? We're surprised.
So yeah, when it dries out, I'm gonna have to hook
You're gonna have to hook the tractor to that and pull that out.
Yeah.
The good thing is the trolling motor is almost submerged too, so.
Well,
it'll be fine. Everything's fine. Everything's fine.
Don't worry about it. It's fine.
What you probably should do is just pull it up here and drill a couple holes in the bottom, and that'll keep the water out. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Hey, good thing it decided that the place it was gonna stop was on this side, because it'd probably be on the bottom right now.
Why does your rain gauge only have like a ½ inch in it?
Because it only goes to an inch.
Okay.
So it's full. It's overflowing.
Oh, okay. I was I was looking right there.
Yeah.
I see you now. Picking up what you're putting down. So I had 5 inches in my rain gauge.
Well, if I had the Wi-Fi hooked up, we would have had it digitally.
Which, look at the ring right there. The stuff on the dock. The pond was up about 4 inches higher than it is right now.
Yeah. Why didn't you tell me to put the dock higher?
I mean, I put the line on the post to where the water level would be, and I left the rest up to you.
Well, apparently I decided to not get it out of the water enough.
I think it's fine.
Yeah. I mean, it's not in the water now. So.
No, it's not. And I mean, it's still probably an inch or so pouring in. We'll have to go over there and check it out.
Yeah.
I mean, you wanted to have it so if you fell off the dock, you wouldn't be.
Wouldn't be hurt.
He wouldn't be. You'd be able to get back on it.
Be able to get in and out of the boat. How my old self is gonna be.
Filling on up. I mean, you wanted all the lumber out of the water, and everything is, except for when we get a. So, question.
Yeah.
Question. All right, you see that bottom board right there? How it's like 4 inches out of the water?
Yeah.
Why is that one almost touching?
Warped.
Okay.
James put it in.
Okay. That's so that it drains,
we
correct?
did it so that it drains towards the lake.
Okay.
And that board must have got off a little bit. What do you want, 100%?
No, well, I mean, the pond, is draining that way, so we'll figure it tapers that way.
Yeah, see, it helps to get to the overflow.
Yeah, let's go check out the overflow. Do you want your paddle back before it floats off?
Yeah.
I need something to reach it with. I'll use some of the debris that's floating here. There we go.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, look, you got some. You want your tackle? I can't get that.
I'll get all that later.
Your seat. Well, all that will end up in the overflow, and you can just grab it then.
Right. It'll be easy.
Do you see why we put such a big overflow in here now? Everybody said this thing would never fill up.
Never fill up. Hey, if we had $5 from everyone who said it was never going to fill up what we were doing, we could have probably paid for the pond.
See, I thought it was flowing over that much the other day when he came out here, but according to that water ring on the dock, it was up 4 inches higher, which means that was...
No, it slowed down now.
Was dang near full,
yeah.
Like that pipe. Because that's, well, I mean, that's pouring in there about 2 inches deep. And we'll go down there and check out.
See my source?
I did, but it's hard to
gauge it from
there. I do know when I came out here when it was full, I took some of these rocks and made me a little walkway, and they are
Why did you anticipate this and put more rocks in?
So we needed all the room right here for the water to flow, and if you put rock right here, it clogs it up.
So when I get someone to build me a little, hey, I actually cleaned some of this off earlier.
Well, that's kind of what it's for. The good thing is that'll wash out. Yeah. The good thing is it didn't come up high enough to submerge your camera.
Take my camera out.
Maybe your solar panel pad.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Let's see if we can do this right here. Oh, I gotta get back. Let's check out the dissipator pad. It looked like it did well. Looked like it was flowing so good it kept going straight.
Yeah.
It might have only been like a half a pipe. I mean, because you see 2 inches is pouring in, and that's only got about maybe 3 or 4 inches in that pipe. But it's flowing with some, it's got a little current on it. You should go put a little boat or a bottle in there and see how fast it comes out.
Jackie's at the store getting one.
Oh, a boat?
She was already there, and I was like, we ought to get something to see it come out.
Look, I mean, all this was underwater. So this was at least 2 to 3 times the amount of water flowing out.
Yeah, because it got to the tree.
Oh, absolutely. It's flowing good.
I got this on the Jane. I think when James filmed.
Yeah, he did catch a little bit of that.
He was too scared to come down here.
It smells like beef, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Have you smelled it like right here? You get that air?
Yeah, I filmed all that earlier.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's.
Are you gonna try to get that video out before me? Okay.
When are you getting your video?
I don't know, probably midweek.
I got catch up on all the,
Lots of flow.
Yeah.
It's flowing.
Why didn't you put me a pipe here so that I didn't have to run through the mud every time?
I put you a big pipe in up there. It's just up there. You like the
You
shortcut.
think I'm gonna drive all the way up there?
Well, I mean, I figured you'd want to take the scenic route and not drive through the mud every time, but
Yeah.
here we are.
Hey, and I cleaned a lot of this out too. What's left is thorns, so.
Thorns?
Yeah,
You threw them right here?
Yeah.
It looked like
pick it back
you
up
had some deer out here checking the waterfall out.
Yeah.
So if this stays flowing for maybe the rest of the week, which it's not going to flow that much, but it will. At least the pond's looking a more natural color now.
Well, you didn't like my Irish green?
It looked better than the mud,
Yeah.
but most people said not much better. But this is turning into a more natural color, and it will, once everything gets stabilized around here, it will kind of turn into this more brownish color. People ask why the water is so brown in color. Do you know why?
North Carolina mud?
It is all the organic material, because all this is runoff from the woods, and it's going through all that organic leaves, rotten stuff, and it stains the water that color right there. As to why it has that. It's kind of like a swamp color, down east color.
Learning with Let's Dig?
Learning with Let's Dig. Learning with Let's, I don't know.
No, it was something like that.
I don't remember.
We'll have to look back.
Got good flow though. Good flow.
Real good flow.
And
See,
everybody wanted to know how are you going to fill the pond?
is the pond ever going to fill? I'm wasting my money.
Wasting your money.
Chris, you were just here to swindle me out of my money.
Yep. It
You
worked.
saw an opportunity to dig a hole and take my money.
And you were happy to abide.
Yep. Looks like it worked out.
It does. I think the grass, you got more grass than it was when I was here the other day.
Yeah, it was nice to come back and be gone for a little bit. See
The drone pictures made it look like there was absolutely no grass at all. I don't know what the drone does, but I mean, there's don't get me wrong, it could definitely be a whole lot better, but it is actually starting to fill in pretty good now.
That's the disruptor I have set up so that the spy satellites can't get it in.
Oh, okay. Right peaceful out here, isn't it?
Yeah, it did.
That'd be a nice spot for a house right there.
Think so?
I think so. It's almost like it was cleared to fit. One day.
Come a long way from the first house spot we picked up
It's
2 years ago.
come a long ways. I'm just happy that it looks like there's twice as much grass here now than there was last week when I was here.
Yeah, it came on up.
It really did. A little fertilizer and reseed it. You might end up with a decent stand of grass.
Might have some. Then I'll spend my life mowing.
Mowing. What you got, James?
Put some.
You can pick up rocks
All I
too.
gotta do is put up cows out here.
He can.
You see them run into the pond.
About 3 of them right there. Look at that. Isn't that a nice view from up here? About time to take up the old well pipe now.
You don't think we need any more?
I think we have succeeded on filling the pond. We have made it over the hump.
Mission accomplished.
Mission accomplished. That's all you need to do is just drill a well and the rain will come.
Go out of town and it fills up.
I know. If this thing was empty, it would be full. As much as that has flown through here from that storm.
That would have made for a good video.
That would have made a good time lapse. Like literally overnight it was gone from empty to full. And that's kind of why we put such a big overflow and spillway. We knew that it had the acreage of runoff to fill that up if it did come. So
Yeah, I feel good it didn't get close to the spillway.
oh yeah, you need to crawl behind the pond dam and make sure it's not leaking back there anywhere.
I don't think it's leaking.
No?
I just got a sneaking suspicion
That it's holding?
that it's holding up.
I feel like it is too.
Yeah, Bama Bass would have got you to build this pond. He wouldn't have had to fix that leak.
I mean,
Everybody doubted you, Chris.
everybody doubted me. But here we are, proving the facts. What are you going down there for? He said we have to put the little bobber out here and let me know when you're ready. He's ready. We're gonna watch it go in. Let's see. There it goes. Going down. You gotta catch it now. Oh! I'll come down here and save the day because it's getting wider down here. Oh, I got it.
Nice.
I didn't get wet. I wanted to get it before it got to 10 feet wide down here.
Right.
Then you'd have to go swimming.
Right.
Your turn. Well, some people have to be smart and get a stick. I'm ready. Where is it? Somewhere. Where'd it go? You don't have very good luck with anything. We lost it. How did you lose it? Are you sure it went down there, or you pulling my leg? Okay. Oh, there it goes. It got caught in the vortex in there.
You were just like the viewers. You were doubting.
Doubt. The doubt was real. Like as soon as I put mine in there, it was out. And then somehow yours is just like,
Mine likes to hang out.
see what's going on in there? That would be impressive if that pipe's ever full.
Yeah.
They might change the creek channel to right here. So we ended up getting right at 5 inches of rain in 48 hours. So everything's really flooded. As you saw, the Beely Good Pond is overflowing nicely. A pile of topsoil from the road I cut out right here is also growing grass lovely. I'm gonna take off over here and go look at my pond. This is the old farm pond in the woods that I'm eventually gonna clear up around. I'm gonna go check it out and see how good it's flowing over, and then walk back there to the pond site to see how big of a disaster that is. So this pond has pretty good flow into it. I'm gonna walk around and check out the pond dam and see. It was flowing about 3 or 4 times that much yesterday, because obviously it flows from the front pond over there and under the road. I can kind of drive by and see that. So I want to go see how big of a spot it washed across the pond dam, and then venture off to the back of the farm down there. I hear it flowing. I just got to be able to get there from all the briars and trees. Oh yeah, got a nice little waterfall. So this is probably the most amount of water I've seen flowing over this since I've bought this farm last year. And I'll probably end up cutting a more defined ditch through there later on. But for now, this is how the pond drains. but once I redo all this and make it bigger, it will have a proper overflow drain pipe. So it looked like the road is drained pretty well. Even my pipe that I put in, once this hay's cut, I'm gonna dig a little bit better ditch right through here. So nothing ponds up. You can tell where it definitely washed right there and flowed out right there. I'm gonna add another pipe off into the woods and fill all that in, just from a maintenance standpoint. The grass is getting tall enough, it's starting to blow over in the wind and rain. Hopefully that'll lay back up. I was gonna get the hay cut and baled next week, but with all that rain, I don't want all the equipment out in that field and rut it up, because you saw how much work I put into making it nice and smooth. Because they've got to cut it, tether it, maybe twice if it doesn't dry out fast enough, and then bale it. So that's at least 3 times with a tractor out in the field, and then I got to go out there and get all the round bales up. So minimum 4, probably 5 trips out into the field with equipment. I'm just afraid it's going to rut it all up. So probably wait till the following week, give this an entire week to dry out. Maybe that hay will stand back up a little bit, and it really kind of, where it was nice and dense, kind of laid over, but it should stand back up and should still be able to get majority of it cut before it seeds out. Let's go down here and check out the pond now. I like the wind blowing the grass. All the oak trees are coming in nice. This one, all these are gonna live again. Luckily, that's a nice tree. I really like that white oak. Let's go down here and see how big of a mess this is. Oh, I got good flow coming in. Let's start up here. This is why I was in such a rush to get majority of that topsoil out, because I knew this was going to happen, and this is pretty much going to halt all digging on the pond for at least a week or so. It's freaking wet. Check out that flow coming in. See if I can get over here somehow without falling in. Got some water coming from somewhere here, runoff, just leaching out. I think there's a spring right here. It literally just comes out right here, so that's a good spot for that. Once the pond's full, it'll be a nice little transition right here, but it's washed that out a little bit. It was really flowing probably about 3 times that much yesterday. So that'll be a nice, it won't take long to fill up with that amount of flow. Check out all the rock right here. So I'm not too worried about this leaking, since I kind of know the ground here. Once you get through that layer of rock, it's some pretty ooey and gooey clay. Look at all that trickling out. But this is pretty much all quartz rock. A lot of it right here. That's where that big vein comes through. And then it kind of runs out about right there. You can kind of see how it comes down. And it's just all gravel. But it holds water no problem, so I'm not too worried about it. But then once you get down here, it kind of runs out. And I mean, once you dig down about another 6 inches, it's all clay too, so it'll just have to kind of saturate the ground right here, but it won't be a problem. Oh, that's slick. Yep, pond would have definitely been full if I had the pond dam in. But I got all that stripped off now. Everything looks like it's drained as good as it can. So just let nature do its thing. The wind, sun, air, and the sun on it. Some warm air, it'll dry it out. That's gonna stay wet in there, but I'll have to dig that out anyways. I just got that last little bit right there to finish hauling out. whenever it does dry out enough, and go ahead and start building the pond dam. I'm gonna walk down here to the big main creek at the back of the farm and see how good it's flowing. You can definitely tell where it was going through here like 10 feet wide. A lot of water. It's gonna look nice with all these trees though. A little pond in the woods. So my pond site is way up there. Flows down here to where I'm gonna tie into the property line. The property goes back another 50, 75 feet to the creek right there, but it pretty much turns into swampy area down here. It's very, very flat, kind of low-lying land you can't really do anything with. So I've got to, I'll probably end up bringing the mini down here and cutting some better ditches in here so that this does drain better than it currently is, because right now it's not draining very well at all. I've got to get over here to the big creek. I'm sinking, very wet. I might as well just stay to the high ground. So this is where the fence is going to go once it dries out enough for them to come in here and fence it in. That'll just kind of keep this farm contained. From what, I don't know, but it will be. I can come down here and dig a better ditch with the mini before they do that. Kind of get that concentrated a little bit. And the big creek is right here. It appears to be flowing nicely as well. You can tell where it was all the way up to the top of the bank. That's the reason my fence is going like 50 feet over here, because when we get a hurricane, this whole bottom's just all flooded, and I'm trying to avoid the fence getting washed over by a bunch of leaves and sticks washed up against it. You can tell it was all the way up to here. A lot of runoff comes through here. That's why there's so many ponds in this area. It's no problem to keep them full as long as we get rain.